Thank you, and welcome to An Animation Nation's I Object. As you have no doubt guessed, tonight's talk will be all about toothbrushes. Toothbrushing is a tradition that has been passed down orally for generations, and toothbrushes have played a vital role in maintaining civility in countless cultures throughout the world. Society suffers when bad breath hinders honest communication. Where should I begin?
I love you, Toothbrush.
Ah, it's so nice to know that I have a fan in the audience tonight. Can we get a spotlight, please? There you are. I love you too. Let's start with some history. The bristle toothbrush was invented in China over 1,000 years ago. The bristles were stiff, coarse hog hairs, and the handles were made from bamboo or bone. Nylon bristles didn't come along until 1938. If I were a hog, I'd probably rewrite the Rolaids slogan to say, NYLON for brushing your teeth. That's how a hog spells relief. What do I love about my job? Not much. I mean, really, I spend most of my day bored and ignored in a water-stained bathroom glass, and then suddenly I find myself thrashing about in someone's mouth in pursuit of germs and little bits of food. Does that sound like fun to you? Do you know what saliva is? It's easy to see why the inanimate lives of toothbrushes are often compared to the animate lives of airline pilots. What's the saying about pilots? Hours of boredom punctuated by moments of sheer terror. We have a lot in common. Sure, I do get some pleasure from dislodging chunks of garlic and other tasty morsels. And I guess there's that sense of accomplishment that comes from warding off cavities and gum disease. But our satisfaction is tempered by the treatment we receive from the sapes who use us. Would it kill them to rinse us out properly after use, especially after they eat a carrot? And just how long will I be sticking around? Some sapes use the same toothbrush for months or years, while other sapes bid a fond farewell after 3 or 4 weeks. How can I be expected to function properly with that kind of uncertainty hanging over me? Finally, when the end does come, how will I go? If I'm lucky, I'll simply be tossed in the trash can after I polish my last tooth. If I'm not so lucky, I'll be kept around to clean other things, like moldy kitchen grout, or up and under the rim of a toilet bowl. Still, I'm the kind of toothbrush that likes to think of that water-stained bathroom glass as half full. Sometimes I imagine myself inside the mouths of famous celebrities, or I envision a world where toothbrushes, floss, and toothpicks all get along. And, of course, I like to marvel at how far toothbrushes have come and how far they may go. Did you know that you can now buy a toothbrush that uses Bluetooth technology to connect to your phone? Yes, that's Bluetooth, not Bluetooth technology. What's next? An app that tells your scissors just which nose hairs to trim? It's an exciting time to be alive, if only inanimate objects could be alive. At this point, I feel I need to weigh in on the greatest controversies surrounding toothbrushing. Where to squeeze the toothpaste tube? Should you only squeeze the tube at the bottom? Or is it okay to squeeze the tube in the middle? I think we can safely say that this controversy has been around since time immemorial, or at least since 1880, when toothpaste was first put into tubes. It's also pretty clear that nothing has ruined more sapient relationships than this fundamental philosophical disagreement. The problem is that this is a false dilemma, something that is claimed to be an either-or situation, when in fact there is at least one additional option. As you may recall, it was John Searle, the noted analytic philosopher, who said of the false dilemma that it is a condition of the adequacy of a precise theory of an indeterminate phenomenon that it should precisely characterize that phenomenon as indeterminate, and a distinction is no less a distinction for allowing for a family of related, marginal, diverging cases. You can't argue with that now, can you? In other words, it's not just a choice between squeezing at the bottom or squeezing in the middle, when a third choice is also available. And when you consider the harm caused to so many family units by this false dilemma, it's incredibly unfortunate that SAPES never figured out the third choice that I'm about to reveal. When you see how simple it is, you'll have a greater appreciation for just how stupid SAPES can be. I say that in a nice way, of course. Are you ready to be amazed? Lovers can stay lovers and friends can stay friends when the tube for your toothpaste has a hole at both ends. See how easy that was? No matter where you squeeze the toothpaste tube, it's all good. Case closed, problem solved, relationship saved. By the way, if anything or anyone would like to patent this idea, it only seems fair that you would split the profits with me. My entire share will be donated to the committee to restore the esteem of sullied toothbrushes. I love their motto, speaking tooth to power. In closing, as has become the tradition here at Inanimation Nation, I've been asked to talk about my favorite inanimate object. That one's a no-brainer. It's the airplane toilet. Duh. Did you know that the first airplane to be fitted with a toilet was test flown on May 13, 1913? I wrote a little poem to commemorate the event. Before there were toilets aboard every plane, you never looked up when it started to rain. The toilets on board offered instant relief to those up above and to those underneath. You've been a great audience. To all the sapes who are listening in, do your toothbrush a favor tonight and don't use it before going to bed. We can all use a night off from saliva now and then. And to all of you dentists listening in, I hope you won't bristle at that suggestion. Get it? Good night.